In this video, we're talking about how you can monetize a hobby and why you should monetize your hobby. Let's get into it. Yeah, you heard me right. I said you should be monetizing your hobby. Why? Have you ever considered the cost of what we do for fun? And I'm being literal about this. Consider this. We'll say somebody who's just a painter. Well, consider the cost of all of your paintbrushes, whether you buy a small set or you buy multiple sets to be able to have the different sizes and shapes. You're looking at anywhere between $15 and $20 per pack, unless you get that real cheap stuff. Then you calculate in your paper or canvas board or whatever the material is that you're going to be painting. Damn, they can be expensive as well, ranging in prices from $5 up to $50 per piece. And then you figure your time that you spend in it, your water to rinse and clean your paintbrushes. And the list goes on. That right there is a good reason for you to monetize your hobby. Make your hobby pay for itself. Best way to put it. Anything you do that costs you money for you to enjoy it, and it's just going to be sitting around, sell it. Make the money back at the minimum that you put into it. That way you can continue your craft. Now, that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years, roughly, has been literally making just enough to recoup what I have spent to be able to continue my craft. However, after talking with some people and having an actual couple successful sales, that's when I realized, for as much money as we spend on doing things, we should be monetizing them. So you should be out there making a little bit of scratch on whatever it is you're doing, whether you're painting, drawing, writing, whatever it is. There is a way for you to monetize it. Either by, if it's a physical item, selling it. If it's a digital item, selling it and displaying it. Licensing it, depending on what it is, may be interesting for others out there to be able to pay you to use your actual digital item or picture, whatever. Another way is brand deals and sponsorships. May not seem like it, but yes, that is a possibility. I say this because we'll say that, for instance, hypothetically, I use the same brand of paintbrush and paints and canvas for everything. And then I make YouTube videos showing all the work that I do, how I do it, and what I'm using. Those brands may actually see that you're making videos with their product and potentially reach out to you and offer you, hey, because you're advertising on our behalf using our product like this, and we see that, we'll sponsor one of your videos, or we'll sponsor a project, or we'll sponsor a period of time, or whatever the offer may be. Or you can also approach them as well. Now, just cold calling, reaching out without any solicitation from them is a little bit harder to get a yes compared to them coming to you and asking you, hey, we'll pay you to do this. And just know that whether they come to you or you go to them, it is entirely up to you on how the negotiations go for what's going to be done for how much money. Don't let them strong arm you. Make sure that you're both getting a fair deal. You can always say no. They can always say no. But that is a good way for you to potentially make a bit more compared to just selling your item to recoup costs. Now, of course, if you're going to really want to turn your hobby into something to monetize, of course, you're going to have to sell it for a higher price point compared to just recouping your costs. But I do know actual people that have suggested to me to calculate out what it costs you for materials and then double that. I myself don't really like doing that, but that is an option. Then, on top of that, give yourself an hourly wage. How long does it take you to make that particular item? Is it something that takes you only 5 minutes? Is it something that takes you 5 hours, 5 days, 5 months? You have to figure out some kind of a pricing system based on how long it takes you to create that item or items or the finished product, whatever it may be, in the materials, and then come up with what you believe is a fair rate for that item. Then you can sell those things on places like Etsy or eBay, Amazon Handmade, and a number of other resources. Of course, now these platforms that you would sell them on are definitely going to take some kind of a cut, whether it's a percentage or they're going to charge you some kind of a fee for listing and selling your item through them. A way to avoid this, or at least most of this, would be to have your own website and sell it yourself. However, then you have the cost of the website itself to be able to add into that to make that revenue back. So there is a number of different ways that you can go about doing this, and it's entirely up to you on whether you want to go the free route or the paid route. Just be warned that some of those free options are going to have a lot of restrictions compared to the paid route, which are going to have a lot less restrictions. However, some of them you're not going to be able to avoid some kind of an expense. Like, we'll say Etsy, for instance. It's been a few years since I've played with Etsy myself, but last time I used it, they not only charged you like 25, 30 cents per listing of an item, but they also charged you a small percentage upon the sale of that item as well. And then you also have to factor in the way that you're collecting payment, such as PayPal. They're going to take a small percentage of whatever your price is on that product for that product's services surcharge. So I hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions, by all means, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe so you can stay updated on the latest videos. And we'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day.